Hi, Harriet. How are you?
Hi, Joey. Very well. How are you?
I am A-okay, thank you. Um, I will say that I don't care what you do. This is an extreme honor for me. I feel like I became a little obsessed with you when I did the world's most wretched production of Thoroughly Modern Millie. It was not very good. Um, but yeah. So thank you for taking time.
Wow, that's of all the productions to know that it's the worst.
I'm self-aware. I'm
It's
self-aware.
something. Yeah. So who did you play?
I was Jimmy.
Oh,
Yeah. I
wow.
was I was a lot younger, about 25 pounds lighter. I could rock a weird curl and like I wore a lot of like 1920s vests. So
Yeah, I just love that part. You must have
yeah,
had a blast,
it was fun.
even if it's a terrible production. You must have had a blast.
Yeah,
I don't think you can, even a bad production doesn't damage Jimmy, I would say.
that's true. He gets a lot of really good stuff. Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
Um, Congratulations on the nomination. I am a little flabbergasted that this is your first Emmy nomination, considering I'm also a huge fan of Desperate Housewives and Felicia. So congratulations for one. It's very, very well deserved.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank
I kind of wanted to ask you first, do you think Susan ever really, how much comedy occupies Susan's brain
I
at
think
all?
it was I think it was a big deal. I think it was
Mhm.
her first big want. I think
Mhm.
that it had she not gotten pregnant, then and if she'd been able to put family on the back burner for a while, and if she thought that that
Mhm.
was appropriate choice for her,
Yeah.
then I think she would have had a good career. Whether she would have had Deb's career or not, I don't know, because
Mhm.
that's a singular career, and I think
Right.
you have to take into account all the things that make somebody that level of celebrity. And I don't know if
Mhm.
Susan had the same drive and same anything as Deb. She's pretty
Yeah.
singular, but I think she was very talented, and she was talented enough that Deb saw her as a threat.
Mhm.
So that must have been, for her to do something that underhanded.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I think if she didn't see her as a threat, she wouldn't have done it, because that's an extraordinary
Mhm.
act of violence, actually, on somebody
Yeah. Yeah.
that
There,
has the same ambitions as you.
yeah. Yeah, there was something that I connected to. I remember when I was in theater school when, this is so silly, but I remember every year when I was in a theater program, they were like, look to your left, look to your right. One
Right?
person's not going to do it. Or they're going to
Um,
like give up on their dreams or something. And it was
right.
sort of, there was a point when I finished school and I finished my degree and stuff, but it was sort of like that moment when you realize that, oh, I don't have like the hustle to maybe go from city to city to do like a regional production of this, a regional production like that.
Yeah.
It takes like a really um like a certain type of person to do that. And that I was fine with realizing that about myself. So I feel like I connected weirdly with Susan on that level in a weird way. Um,
I
yeah.
think most people don't keep doing what their initial idea is.
Mhm.
All the guys that have garage bands, or girls that have garage bands, or they're going to be, I'm going to write a best-selling novel, and
Mhm.
you've got 3 chapters in the drawer, or
Yeah.
it it takes an awful lot of things to line up, aside from determination or ambition.
Mhm.
You can be pretty ambitious, but if you never get a break,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
really, or if you get cast a lot, but you get cast in rotten shows, say, then you're not. It doesn't help. So
Yeah.
a lot of things have to fall in line to have a sustainable career, and it's not just talent and ambition.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have that like hard realization. It is not just talent. It is a lot of other things that go along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
people can have pretty good careers without talent sometimes, but not not necessarily brilliant careers. So even those people usually have something that's so magical just about themselves, you know,
Mhm.
that it's sort of like they've got something. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. They got a lot of it, a lot more than anybody else.
Okay. You have this really beautiful line delivery when you and Jean, who you and Jean have incredible chemistry. It's sort of like,
It was really fun to work with her. I've got to say, she's
yeah,
just a delight to work with.
it literally felt like you guys have played parts, like, every 5 years you guys meet up again and you do
Yeah.
something together. There's a storied chemistry there that I really felt. Um, she says to you, Deb says to you, you were good. And there's like a very brief second when Susan, before she says, I know, there's like a look on your face. It's sweet and it's sad and it's wistful all at the same time. Can you talk to me a little bit about that moment of maybe what's going through her
Well, I
head?
think she
It's really,
doesn't really spend a whole lot of time thinking about what she gave up in
Mhm.
order to do what she thought was the more important thing to do. But it's, you know, it's a little like to a different degree, but losing that apartment that you loved, or
Mm.
and you'll never have a chance at that again, or missing out on this or that, or it's just that's a part of your life that's gone now, and
Mm.
you could try to recapture some of it, but you also have to have an awful lot of energy to pursue an ambition, and I think she has a lot of draws on her time now that would be salt on her tail, for Susan to ever try to get anything off the ground again like that, even though she's still really funny
Yeah.
and still cracks wise, she's, but it's a nostalgic moment of thinking, I really, I really, I made a choice and I'm happy with the choice, but it's like I could have been a contender. It's like that on the waterfront thing. It is.
Yeah.
And you never, if you do make the other choice, you never really know for sure if that could have happened or not, really.
Yeah.
You can envision that you might have had a wonderful career or that there would have been opportunities, but you can't know for sure. So it is poignant.
Yeah. Sort of going along with that, sort of on the opposite end, there you have a line delivery that made me laugh when after Deb's set at the fair gets interrupted. I guess it's the best way to put it. I think the last line that you have to her is, "You hang in there," and she takes her grandkids and they just walk off. I was wondering if you could tell me if you think Susan is a little relieved with her choices there because of everything
I
that.
think Susan knows that she chose the right thing for her.
Mhm.
And I think that and in terms of you're only as good as the last show, it's hard to say in that moment if the sacrifices Deb made were worth it or things that Susan would see as sacrifices that she
Yeah.
made, her personal life, her family life, that was it worth it to be, um, trumped by a cow? Is that, you know, that's what you gave up everything else for? Is this
Yeah.
kind of experience? And you'll have a better set, you'll have a better day, it must be really hard. I think Susan does think it must be really hard to be Deb
Yeah.
and, out there alone on the road. Tough, tough
Yeah.
life.
I do want to ask something about generally you as a performer. I think a lot of people, I kept seeing it online last year with Licorice Pizza. You have like the thing about you could be on screen for 30 seconds and it would be so worthwhile to me because you give so much, especially with like a short amount of screen time. Licorice Pizza, you have a couple of scenes. Phantom Thread, you have a couple of scenes, and it feels so unbelievably rich. And I feel like I am fascinated with these characters that you play. Do you like searching for like a character's wants and things with maybe something that is like a smaller part?
No, I think I think I get cast in smaller parts. I don't think it's that I have singled them out and said,
Mm-hmm.
get me something with one scene. You know, I can sing a song in one note. You know,
Right.
I don't think that. I think that I think there are a lot of 1 or 2 scene roles,
Mm-hmm.
and I have not gotten a majority of them, but I'm lucky in that the ones I've gotten, it's a very good, it is just 1 scene in Licorice Pizza, and it's a few scenes in Phantom Thread. And I'm very lucky that I think I had a limited number of, many years ago, I was in a movie, Memento, and I had very few scenes in that. So, but I think those are the parts that classically I get cast in. And if they're well written, and in all 3 of those instances, they were extremely well written, and then they're great to play. And Susan was beautifully written. You know, they're wonderful writers on Hacks. So even though she did have a lot of scenes, to come on once and have it be that looks like a actual person. You know, it's a nice thing.
Oh yeah. I felt a lot of history from you in Hacks. Like I feel like I didn't know you were on this season, and I was so delighted when you popped up on screen, because you are a performer that I love to watch. And so I did feel like just from one episode I got so much from you. I feel like it's such a beautifully realized character, and I want her to come back. I need her to come back just because I need more. Do you mind if I ask you a question about some like stage work? Is that okay?
I'm not ashamed of it.
No, I wanted to know, like, if you have any sort of are you looking to come back to like musical theater? Just because I didn't even realize until about a week ago. I love the show It Should Have Been You. I think that's a very sweet, fun show. I worked at a regional theater in Miami that did that show, and it was a huge success there. Do you sort of have any immediate like ambitions to go back to Broadway, especially now that it's open and everything?
I was just doing a workshop of a play called When Playwrights Kill, and I think they're trying to bring that to Broadway. So that's a possibility down the line some point. We finished that about 2 nights ago, and it was just we were doing a limited amount of work on it for a limited amount of time, and that was lots of fun. And I think they, I think they seriously want to bring that in. And again, a lot of things have to happen for that to line up, but they seem confident. So, and I love being on stage. I love the work. I like, I like going back and forth to, between TV and movies, which are very, very different as far as I know. And stage work. And the musicals I've done, they're not that many, but I have loved doing them. But I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm as much as I've loved it, I don't think I'm the top 3 people that people think of as like, oh, let's get her to be in this musical. So that just doesn't happen as much, but it has happened a number of times.
Okay. I guess I'll just tell you one last thing before I let you go. Because I was such a huge fan of Desperate Housewives, something that I love that you said about the character of Felicia is that, people always talk about like evilness of a character. They focus on like the things they do wrong or something like that. And I read a quote from you like however many years ago where you said that Felicia
102 years ago.
No, I mean, just Desperate Housewives is a show for me that like I will watch it like from beginning to end. Like I have all the DVDs, I'll pop it in. It's just, I love that show so much. And you said something about Felicia being very determined that I really responded to for some reason, despite the fact that she does really bad things. So that's all. I just
Yeah, I think it's, I think that's what's great about playing people that are either morally ambiguous or perhaps villainous, but their wants and needs just don't align with with society and what's good for the rest of society.
Yeah.
But they still have very strong wants and needs, and so those parts are fun to play. You don't want to end up spending your life with those people, but even a vacation. But they are fun to play.
Yeah, a vacation to evil. That's a good way to put it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Harriet. Thank you for letting me just like gush at you for like 15 minutes. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Is there anything you want to sing from Jimmy? Do you remember?
I'm not warmed up. I don't think I should. I think that would be a quick way for our readers at Awards Daily to turn off the video if they heard me singing. So thank you so much for your time. I'm really rooting for you to win. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. That's very sweet of you.